Hi Scorpio, welcome. And welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We're talking about April, which is crazy to me. But here we are, right? So I hope March treated you well, is treating you well. And let's just get into it. We're using the Black Tarot. I'm obsessed. This is probably the most favorite deck that I've ever owned. But what's interesting is that I was going to use a different deck for this month. And I had to move this deck in order to get to the other deck. But as soon as I picked up this deck, it like immediately connected to my heart center. Like, you know when you plug something in and it like makes that chime or whatever, right? Like that's how it felt. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do this then. And here we are. So with the monthly readings, we do a 4-card spread. The first position is the current energy. To the left of that is any potential blocks. Underneath is advice for clearing the block. And then the last position is the energy that you're heading into. I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, but if the card comes out in the reverse, we'll take it that way. The cards do actually need to fall out of the deck. If they flip in the deck, we'll just flip them over and keep it moving. My intention is for 1 card to come out at a time, but if 2 come out together, we'll take 2. Any more than 2, we'll put it back in the deck and keep it moving though, because we want the message to be super clear. So interesting. I can't wait to get more information on this. We have the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Let me just kind of see where we're at here. Okay. So, interesting. Because it's kind of like there's been some level of success, but you're not necessarily happy about it. Or maybe it didn't come in the way that you had expected. Because we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom. So it's like, let's just talk it out. Confusion. So the 6 of Wands talks about victory, right? Like it is success. Like what you have been putting your energy into, like the actions that you've been taking, how you've been communicating, has paid off. You have reached a level of success. And then the 5 of Cups talks about loss and a bit of sadness. There's usually, we have this 3 cups here that have overturned, but we still have 2 cups that are not like overturned, right? So it's generally like this idea about like focusing on what you've lost instead of focusing on what you yet to have gained or still have available. So, and then we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Ace of Cups talks about, like your cup being full. Just feeling like your needs are met, feeling fulfilled almost, or even, this could be something new coming into your existence where it gives you that feeling of contentment or kind of bursting at the seams with happiness. And we have the 8 of Pentacles behind there, which talks about work. And, kind of what you've been focusing on putting your energy into, like, what have you been spending your time doing? The 8 of Spheres, though, the 8 of Pentacles talks about, like, building something. It's that focused energy, like, into a practice, kind of become, like, an expert at it. It's routine, right? We have the Page of Wands behind there. You know, the Page of Wands talks about, you know, kind of this burst of creativity, this burst of, you know, just kind of energy, like really kind of going for it, like charging ahead. And then the Six of Cups behind there, which, you know, kind of talks about nostalgia. I mean, this could be something that you have wanted to do for a period of time. This could even be, you know, like just kind of this energy of moving, like you've almost kind of like successfully come out of the the Five of Cups energy. Or you could have even discovered something in that Five of Cups energy, because there is some level of success here. Like something, you know, you could have been diving deep for something and you could have found it, right? Like, because you almost, you know, we had the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. But it's almost like maybe you narrowed it down from the 2 cups to the 1. Right? Like, I don't know if the Five of Cups is specifically Scorpio. It is water. So, yeah, I mean, it is your energy, right? And Scorpios, that's what you do. Like, you're able to kind of do that deep dive into the feels, right? Like, I think you guys are represented by the Death card. So again, like this depth that a lot of people, you know, kind of struggle with, or just won't even do. So again, you know, like this could be something that, you know, you have maybe even, and we have the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck again. Not that it was down there before, but I did mention it really quick. So, you know, like I said, you know, there could have been something that you discovered about yourself, or even maybe you changed the perspective from, you know, focusing on the 3 cups that have already spilt, and focusing on what the 2 cups have to offer to you. And like I said, you know, kind of narrowing that down to the Ace of Cups. Very interesting. And I love it. Ooh, I'm a huge fan of deep diving into some feelings. So I'm here for it. Whoops. Hey. Probably hear my dog bark here shortly because that was the sun. Interesting. We'll see. So, I'm sorry, hold on. There we go. We'll see. I just told him to go outside and bark. So, anyway, sorry about that. So, what is a block for Scorpio? April 2022. What is a block? It's interesting because these 2 cards came out so fast. That is too many. Nope, boundaries. We stick with our boundaries around here. We don't take more than 2 cards. What is the block for Scorpio? What is a block for Scorpio? This is the World. Watch. Oh, 8 of Cups. I thought it was because there's like this damage to the top of it. Sorry. The 8 of Cups. Again, with the Cups energy, we have the 4 of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, the Sun came back. And this is in the blocked position. So, you know, the meaning, excuse me, of the Eight of Cups is you're leaving it behind. Like there's something that you are, it's like, you know, kind of abandoning those feelings about the thing. It's like, you know, you have tried all the things in the Eight of Cups, and it's like, you know, either the energy is no longer there, you know, the feelings are no longer there, whatever it is, right? Like those Eight of Cups are empty and you're moving beyond them. Because what comes after the Eight of Cups? The Nine of Cups, right? So you're moving towards your wish fulfillment. But with this being in the blocked position, and even, you know, we have the sun up here. This to me, you know, obviously, that energy that I just talked about is being blocked in some kind of fashion somehow. So either, you know, it's, you know, you could be kind of in this, you know, like indecision about moving beyond whatever the situation is in your life, right? I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, so you would have to take it as it resonates. But it's, you know, like this, it's like keeping yourself there, not moving beyond. And we even have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, the traditional depiction of the Four of Cups is a figure sitting underneath a tree, staring at the three cups that have already spilt out. And then there's this cup coming out of nowhere in the sky. It's like, you know, this divine kind of gift, right? Like it's almost like a miracle, right? Like just coming out of nowhere in the sky. I'm sorry, my nose is killing me. Like I have to keep scratching my nose. But you can't see it because you're focused on these three cups. And then we have the Sun card behind there. So again, you know, like this energy of, you know, kind of keeping yourself stagnant or just kind of keeping yourself in the situation that you're in. It's kind of like blocking your blessings is the message that like I hear in my head. I was trying to ask for a different way of saying that. But, you know, I mean, it even makes sense with the Five of Cups and the Six of Wands because, you know, there's this level of, you know, success and victory that is literally there, right? But it's like either you're not focusing on the potential for it to be successful, or, you know, again, like, you know, you could be having a different idea of what success looks like. So it's kind of like you're not even seeing that whatever is going on is successful or like it would be. And maybe it just doesn't look like the way that you want it to look. And maybe that's where the struggle is coming from. And it's like, you know, kind of not letting go of that idea of it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to feel this way. It's supposed to look that way, right? And even, you know, like we have the sun there. Here's the sun. But in the blocked position, man, like I said, right? Like, and we have the Seven of Cups, or excuse me, the Seven of Wands behind there. So it's like just holding on so tight, like really defending why you're not, again, like either abandoning an idea and abandoning a concept, like, but, you know, like with the Seven of Wands showing up behind the Sun card, you know, like the Seven of Wands talks about kind of being defensive and really kind of standing your ground, which is not necessarily a bad thing until it comes to blocking what is meant for you, right? Because like maybe you think that you know better than, you know, the cosmos. What's the advice for Scorpio? What is the advice for Scorpio? I don't know if there's just people hanging out outside, but my dog might start freaking out again. Whoop. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my. Come on, son. Okay. No. What? Oh, Scorpio. Man. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. Wands are fire signs. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Swords are air, which is who? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be related to either of those signs, but you know, when we talk about court cards, it could signify people. It would be younger people as well. Like, I mean, you know, it would be adolescents to early 20s. But it is the energy of these cards. So, you know, if it's not a person or people, since there's two here, this is an invitation to almost like find the joy and like find the, like allow yourself to be in the beginner mind frame. And maybe that's what you don't want to do, which I 100% understand because I hate that. Not a fan. I will resist it until I'm blue in the face too. So, but you know, like these are the two, like the Page of Wands, I think we talked about, but it's, you know, having this like kind of playful, open-minded, you know, like just kind of like going for it, right? Like it's discovering this new creation. Like, you know, I have this spark to just get creative and I'm just going to grab, you know, some paints and I'm just going to start doing stuff. I'm just going to start doodling, right? Like you don't really have like a purpose, but it's fun. It's kind of, you know, like it's going back to that again, like it's inviting play into what you do. The Page of Swords, swords have to do with our thoughts and our intellect. It has to do with our ego also, right? So, you know, the Page of Swords, again, you know, like with it being a page, it's, you know, like kind of finding this childlike perspective in what you're doing. Like, you know, just kind of rediscovering, your interest even, like almost just kind of sparking that interest to get involved in something or to research something or, right? Like there could be some sort of creative venture. Like, you know, again, I'm just going to use the painting thing as an example, but maybe you're like, I wonder what it would be like to paint with, you know, like thicker acrylic, you know, and just add some texture in. And I wonder what that, you know, like how to do that. And, or, you know, like maybe you're working with epoxy resin or resin, whatever it's called, right? Like it's just finding that, you know, kind of childlike wonder about something new. And then we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. And the High Priestess is our star player, right? I mean, like I see the High Priestess as being our higher selves. It's kind of like, you know, the ultimate connection between us and our higher selves, our soul, you know, like it could be God, it could be divine source, right? Like, I mean, however, if you believe in a higher power, it would be that, right? I mean, you know, it talks about intuition and, you know, kind of being guided again, like just even by your movement, right? Beautiful. We have the King of Pentacles behind there, and then the Star. The King of Pentacles talks about, I'm going to be at the top of your game in your field. And maybe this is, you know, kind of where you want to get to, but, you know, by not moving beyond how you feel about the situation, or again, like just kind of thinking that you know what's best and you're just going to stick with that. Anyway, you know, so then if you kind of follow the advice, right, it kind of brings you to this, you know, when you get to the King of Pentacles, it is a master of craft, right? I mean, like there's abundance, right? Like your needs are going to be met in the physical 3D world. Your health, you know, because I mean, Pentacles have to do with our physical body also. So it has to do with health, and the routines. But when we get to the King, you know, like they oversee a kingdom, right? So this is a leader. And, you know, even maybe just sharing what you know, like kind of sharing your knowledge with other people. We have the Star behind there. This is, you know, like really kind of trusting in faith. Like, you know, this is faith. This is hope. I see this as being the space between the cosmos and our physical 3D world, right? Like, where we're at. And this is where our prayers and our manifestations lie, because we need both of these things to come together for this to actualize, right? I'm sorry, my nose is so tingly. It reminds me of a Scorpio. I love it. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So now we're moving out of this page energy, right? We moved beyond the Eight of Cups energy. This is, it's almost like, you know, I'm getting this feeling of recognition. Is this, I feel like the Knight of Cups is a Scorpio card. I could be wrong. But if it is, here you are. I'm just going to go with that for now. But the Knights are messengers, right? Like this is, you know, like somebody is offering their cup to you. So, you know, again, like I said, it's almost like communal recognition. Like people are recognizing you for your craft, for what you've built, right? And maybe that's scary, which I understand also, right? Like I just kind of got this idea, like this fear of success type thing. So, you know, I mean, that just might be something to explore. Then we have the Knight of Swords, which is the progression from the Page of Swords, right? Like this is, you know, the Page or the Knight of Swords is kind of like fast moving, like a little bit impulsive. But it's almost like I'm getting this feeling that, you know, like it really just kind of not forces you, but it almost just reaffirms your commitment and dedication to whatever it is that you're putting your energy into. It's like more focused energy into the thing. And then here's the World card that I thought was coming out before. You know, this is like a true end of a cycle. Like, you know, it's completion. It's like, you know, you've beat the whole game, but what comes after that is another game. Like, you know, it's never over. You go back into the Fool energy, but this is an amazing, because it's almost like, you know, it's an end to an era. I mean, it can just be an end to a way of thinking. It could be a way, like an end to an old behavioral pattern, right? Like, you know, self-sabotage, you know, it could be the end of that. And then the Emperor, like truly being, you know, at the top of the field, like being an authority in the field, whatever the field is that that this would be, you know, kind of related to. What's next for Scorpio? What's next for Scorpio? What is next for Scorpio? It's almost like, right? I was kind of looking at these two cards down here, and it's kind of like, you know, how you need oxygen to fuel a fire, right? So it's interesting that these two came out together because of how much they play off of each other. So really kind of stoking your, stoking, is that the right word? Your own fire. So I just was, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can move everybody over. Okay. Okay. It kind of looks like a, let me make sure that everything is in there. It's not really straight, but sorry about that. So, ooh. So we have the moon, who's Pisces, or Cancer. I think it depends on who you ask. Could be a Cancer or Pisces in your life. Doesn't have to be. And the Two of Wands, and then the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You effing kidding me? This is beautiful, right? Because it's kind of like, you know, by unstucking this energy here, like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it gives, I feel like the theme for April is like getting out of the way, or even just like loosening up your grip on things so that the energy can flow. And the energy can go and kind of guide you to wherever you need to go to be your most successful and for your highest good. The moon talks about things that haven't been brought to our existence yet. It also talks about subconscious things, but it also talks about phases, right? And like, you know, just kind of flowing through a phase. But it's more so like I'm kind of getting more of this energy of like, there are things like, okay, let me tie in the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands talks about getting out of your way, getting out of your own way. We start with the Ace of Wands, right? Like there's this spark, this, you know, like passion, this creation, this creativity, right? Something sparks something in you. And then you go to the Two of Wands and you're like, ooh, what are the possibilities of this thing? Or how do I, you know, kind of manifest it? Like, you know, it's research. It's researching information. And we have a lot of information out on the table. But this is, you know, like it's projecting forward. Like, what do I want to do next? How do I want this to look? How is it going to go? But with the moon, with it coming out with the moon, this is going to be something, you know, like by getting into this energy, it's almost like, you know, you create or you give room for something unknown to come into you. So this may be, you know, like a change in direction that you didn't really see coming. Like it wouldn't have ever been on your radar, but you loosened your grip, right? Like, or you were just like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go full throttle. Like the actual term that I had in my mind was not appropriate. So I had to think of something else, but I'm just gonna dive headfirst into I'm just gonna walk away from it, whatever it is, right? It's not working. I've tried it. I keep trying it, thinking that it's going to work, and it's just not moving past it, right? And then you kind of get into this energy of like learning something new, or even learning a different way to do the thing that you've been trying to do, right? But just kind of back into that more apprentice, trainee, mentee mode. So, I mean, there could even be a mentor that comes in. But by doing that, it again, like by releasing the grip on the thing, where before, there was no room for energy to get through, right? Like you were just locked down. But if you loosen your grip even a little bit, like now you can kind of see a little hole there, right? And that allows the energy to start seeping through. It allows it to actually start moving forward, right? And then if you decide just to kind of open up the whole thing, right? I mean, like it could move fast, but it leaves room for like the universe or God. Again, like if you connect to a higher power, whoever that is, it gives room for them to surprise you, and in a way that is better than you could have imagined. Like we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is new. This is like a new job. This is a new stream of income. This is, finding something new to focus your energy into. This is a new passion, right? We have the Seven of Cups. There's options now, right? Like, it's kind of like letting your imagination run wild, but there's options that come into your awareness. Oh my gosh. We have the Ace of Swords behind that. New perspective, right? Like here's the Ace of Swords here. But this is, kind of actually allowing yourself to have this new perspective, or even, like this could be part of the moon energy, is that there's some realization that you have. The Ace of Swords is also the sword of truth. So this is seeing a situation for like in the divine truth, not through the filters that we've all come up with, not through our, because this, again, it deals with our mind, our perspectives, but also our ego, because that's where our ego lives, in our minds. So this is, again, like just kind of allowing the actual truth of the situation to come through. And Ziggy agrees. And then we have the Ace of Cups behind there. So, we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck at the beginning, right? And here it is again, behind the truth. Absolutely beautiful. And, like it's also, we have the Seven of Cups behind, in between all of these aces, right? Hello? Oh. He answer me back. This is amazing. And like I said, all you have to do, like it's not, there's never, of course, everything, you have free will, right? Nobody can make you do shit. You don't even have to do any of this, right? Of course. However, if you do, and what I was going to say is that, like you don't have to just completely let go of the rope, right? I mean, like I said, even just using the rope analogy, if you like loosen your grip on it a little bit, it starts kind of moving through your hand, right? So there would still be movement, and like you could just kind of get comfortable, put a toe in the water, see how it feels before you loosen your grip even more. But there is this success that wants to come to you, right? Like it wants to be yours so bad. So let it. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I do have this deck in my Etsy shop. If you look in the description below, there's a 10% off code. So that's it. Bye, Scorpio.